You guys were swimming in a tank full of old food like broccoli and
milk. It was
milk to make it murky.
And it was warm. So they were like heating.
It was like cooked.
Ew.
My mom said I smelled so bad
You did
for like
smell
weeks
horrible.
after the shooting because I would find broccoli like in areas that broccoli should never be.
And your skin was so pruny.
Oh, thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Unwaxed podcast with your favorite sisters, Sophia
And Sistine. Let me have my name, woman.
You can have your name. Should we just change it now? You just say your name all the time. Do you always say
I
your
have
name?
a question.
What?
Who decided it was Sophia and Sistine? Why not Sistine and Sophia?
I have a question. Why don't we not argue every single time we do the intro?
It's kind of just,
Now it's tradition.
tradition, yeah, at this point.
Okay, guys, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, y'all.
How are you doing?
I am feeling fabulous. We have a very exciting guest on today.
Yes.
An old girlfriend of mine. I'm going to wait to introduce her, but I'm really excited for you guys to hear that part of the interview. I'm feeling good. I don't know why today I woke up. I mean, I always wake up excited to do the show, but I was really extra excited today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Makes me happy being here.
I know, it does too. I feel like everyone here has just been super nice. And I feel like every time I walk in to see the set, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's our set.
It's crazy when
Yeah.
being around a positive environment, what it can do for you.
It
Makes you want to work. Isn't that a
Who
crazy
knew?
idea?
Having a great team makes you like
It's
happier of a
incredible.
person.
It's incredible. I think I was just such a bah humbug about LA because I clumped everyone into being just a negative, angry person all the time. Who knew there were nice people out there, guys?
I know. Who knew? Who knew? So speaking of great vibes, you know what's coming up? Halloween.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
And if anyone knows Sistine, like I do, you would know that her favorite holiday of all time is Halloween.
I am obsessed.
Yes.
I love it. I love everything about it. I minimum have 4 costumes every year. But don't get invited to 4 parties or one.
Actually, this is the thing. We order a lot of costumes.
Yeah.
But do you guys think we get invited to any Halloween party?
No.
No, last year we were just no, not last year. The year before that, we were just walking around the streets.
We were.
We were literally walking around the streets on Halloween.
We were walking the streets.
Couldn't get into any bars.
And my costume didn't help because I did dress up as Pretty Woman, but when she was the hooker, so I was quite literally hooking on the streets.
Hooking on the streets,
man.
But I think that why we love it so much is we have a tradition every single year. Sistine and I, yes, we have our scary costume, our sexy costume, and then we have our funny costume.
Yes.
And we do this tradition every single year. We decide what duo, what can we really hone in on and make it hilarious.
I think we've had a pretty interesting few years.
Yeah.
I remember 4 years ago, we dressed up as the Lonely Island, Dick in a Box.
Yes.
Justin Timberlake actually commented on our costume.
You guys,
yeah.
It was iconic. That was the year I think we peaked because we dressed up as the Lonely Island, and then JT was basically saying, I forgot what he said, but
you know what he did? He invited us to his concert.
That's so.
And I went, and you couldn't go. So great. And then the year after that, we decided to dress up as the inflatable tube men outside of a car wash.
Yes.
I think I'm going to bring that one out again this year. Didn't get enough love.
No. Then we dressed up as
I was an old fisherman that had a missing arm.
And then you were my captain, and I was like the rich guy on the boat.
Yes, you were
I looked at I called myself Mr. Monopoly Man.
Yes.
Yes.
And then this year we're thinking, let me know what you guys think. We're thinking we do Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull. We're thinking Dale.
That's so I'm actually
what else does he say?
Funny is that I've been looking up his catchphrases as much as I can.
What does he say?
That's all I know is Dale.
What songs does he do? I can't even remember.
Oh yeah.
Timber?
That's Kesha.
Yeah, but he's in it
he's
like face down, ass up, Timber. That's the way. So anyway, I'm thinking we do full bald cap.
Yeah, full.
I just think it would be hilarious.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
But you know what? Last year I wanted to do this with you and you were not committed to it. I thought we would be the Blue Men group.
No, I'm not doing
She wasn't
that.
into the body paint.
Okay, does anyone want to cover themselves head to toe in blue paint?
For the content, absolutely.
No.
For the laughs,
for the shower, no, thank you. I'm fine with that. But do you feel like when you see girls when they come in and they're dressed as like sexy nurses or something, do you think it's like do you think that what was my question? I actually had a good question.
I'll jump off of what you're probably trying to say. When I see a girl dressed super overtly sexy at a Halloween party, I think you look hot.
I
think honestly, I love it because it's the one night a year where you can get away with dressing a little bit slutty, like your the way you want to be, but can't because of, societal pressures or judgment or whatever it may be. You're allowed to do it and get no judgment. It's incredible.
The best costume I've seen. I think that everyone is figuring out a way to make anything sexy at this point. Like anything.
Oh, yeah.
And so I saw, do you know the SpongeBob episode with Patrick Star and he's wearing the stockings and the heel boots?
Yep.
That's a sexy Halloween costume. It's sexy Patrick Star.
Oh, I saw a sexy Pennywise the Clown the other day, which buying that.
Sexy Pennywise?
I was thinking, this is my also idea, because I want to do scary, but also a little bit sexual. That's what we do. It's very on brand for me these days. I was thinking I want to dress up as the Grim Reaper, right? I want to get a long cape with the hood and the giant sword thing.
Yeah.
But make it sexy, call myself the Slim Reaper, put on a leotard under instead.
Yeah, I was going to do. So I thought this would be really funny because I know you were like, I'm going to do a scary one. I'm going to tell you. First, I thought, okay, why don't I be the character in American Horror Story that's like the full-blown zipper from, those scary, like black.
You'll just look like full dominatrix.
And then I thought, honestly, I'd scare myself. So then I thought, you know what? I'm going to do the classic bed sheet, cut holes in my eyes, and just walk around.
That's the lamest costume ever.
Exactly. When was the last time you've seen anybody just do that?
It's almost... You're trying too hard to be funny that it just doesn't come off as funny.
You're mean.
I know, but it's one of those. It's like, when someone is like forcing a joke, you're like, all right.
All right, Sistine.
By the way, I have
you.
So many better ideas for you. I literally, that person 365 days a year will write down costume ideas for this week. I freaking am ready for it.
Hot take. I like couple costumes. You don't. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because I'm bitter that I've never been dating anyone during Halloween.
I think it depends on the couple costume because I think some of them can be a little bit cringy.
I want to ask the people behind cameras, what do you guys think of a couple's costume?
Yay or nay? It's gotta be well planned. See? Yay.
We got one no.
See,
why?
I think so.
Cringy?
Cringy.
I agree. I think
it depends on the costume. That's the thing. It's
okay.
like I liked the year that everyone did. I mean, it got overdone, but when it was the Joker and Harley Quinn, I thought that was super cool when you can like really do it and walk around.
I have a question. POV.
Yeah.
You're in a wonderful relationship.
That'd be nice.
And
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, take a seat. Take a seat back. Close your eyes. Daydream a little bit.
Wonderful.
You're in a wonderful relationship. Loving. Does everything right. Yeah, he's tall. He's athletic. He's a football player on the Rams.
What the hell? That's like oddly specific.
He's fabulous, right? He does everything right.
All right, I'll
he goes, Sophia, baby, I love you so much. I love you so much that I would love to do a couple's costume with you.
I'd be like,
and it would hold on. And it would make me so happy if you did this. I'm going to dress up as a giant slice of peanut butter toast, and I want you to be a giant slice of jelly. Would you be a peanut butter and jelly costume with him? He loves you. He's a great guy.
But wait, you're making it seem like if I say no, he'd dump me.
Well,
is that the problem?
I haven't thought that far ahead. But would you do it?
I would say this relationship is definitely just not going to work.
Whoa.
Ooh, whatever.
Cold.
Sistine, a peanut butter and jelly.
So you want to do couple's costumes?
Worse, the avocado and the avocado pit. I can't
see. I like when I see people do the Danny Zuko and whatever her name is from Greece.
Oh, okay, that's cute. Sandy?
Yeah.
You should do that with the guy that you ended up being with eventually.
No, I do not like couples costumes. By the way, my costumes are so well thought out. It's my time to shine. You're not getting credit. I'm sorry. It is my costume.
Okay, so since we get invited to no Halloween parties, I don't know if anyone out there wants to invite us, but if you guys want to, we're pretty fun.
It would be nice. DMs are open.
Should we throw something? Are we just being lazy?
I think we should.
Also, what if we just admit that sometimes Halloween is a little overrated?
For you.
It is a little.
Okay, here's the problem.
Little bit.
You hate everything scary. I love scary.
Yes.
Everything. So that's why I thrive right now. This is my time to shine.
I think on Halloween night, we dress up as Mr. 305.
Okay.
So that's like the one that's the most public. I think we need to just walk around and run around and just with bald caps on.
I think we should too.
I think we should do it.
I'm excited.
So I actually wanted to jump in really quick because we haven't done a listener question in a while. And I I don't know. I miss like answering you guys'
Let's do it.
questions. So we got one from Andrea, and she said, "Hey guys, I love your podcast, and I was just wondering how you did it. My friend and I wanted to start one, but I have no clue where to begin." There goes my stuttering. Just any tips or anything I need to know before I start would be great.
Just a quick reminder of how you can submit your unsolicited advice questions. Go to the Apple Podcast page, give us 5 stars, and leave your questions in the ratings and review section.
4 stars will be ignored too. So 5 stars.
We don't accept that.
Anything lower than 5 stars.
But the question was how to start a podcast. Her and her friend have wanted to start one.
You want me to tell you exactly how to do it? You download an app that uploads all your content.
What app?
One I know is Fireside. That was like the quickest one.
We used Fireside in the beginning, but beginning. There's probably better ones out there.
Honestly, look for one page that can upload it. But genuinely, sit down with your friend, have a clear vision about what you want your podcast to be, have a clear title, and also formulate your first episode. Practice in the beginning with each other. Even if you guys can't swing off one of each other, then you guys shouldn't do a podcast.
I remember what Sophia and I did in the very, very, very beginning of Unwaxed was we got a huge whiteboard. We wrote down Unwaxed at the top, and we just started spitballing every sort of idea, just words, everything that would sort of encapsulate what we want the brand to be. And then from that, we sort of got our little bio, like unapologetically unwaxed, all that stuff. It came really naturally. And then to practice with the episode, we would actually have to drink to loosen up because we got so in our heads about how we sounded. Oh my God, we stuttered. Oh, we cut each other off. Just let it happen. Recording yourself in your phone over and over and then listening to it back really teaches you how to properly speak on the microphone.
But overall, just a reminder, it was pretty strenuous in the beginning. It wasn't something that was just seamless and fluid and we just got this podcast and it worked out. We spent at least 2 months practicing and getting it all ready. So I just want you guys to remember that if you are starting a podcast and let's just say you've done all that, buy 2 microphones and get started. Honestly, that's the first step is just getting those things. And then the more times you do it, the easier it'll be.
Yeah. And if you look at it like it's a fun thing to do with your friend or your sister and treat it that way, then it comes off super organic and natural. And not everything you're going to say is going to be perfect. We're going to mess up. We're going to fight. But it's fun. It's all... Leave it all in because I think people like realness. So enjoy it. Good luck. Tell us if you need more advice on that process.
Oh, you know what also advice I should start?
Oh my God. Do you want to hear the funniest thing ever? Sophia, we all know she's a great stalker and I had to share this.
It's called research. No, it's not stalking.
This is so funny. So Sophia, I remember a few episodes back, I think our episode's called Stalking 101. And she just came back with a whole page of different ways to, find your mans. And one of them was stalk their LinkedIn. And I believe he used the quote, stalk their LinkedIn. If they're loyal to their company, they'll be loyal to you, right?
Yes.
She finds out yesterday that there's something called LinkedIn Gold Member that allows the person to see who's been researching them. You're fucked, bro.
Honestly,
You're done.
Kinda. Like I think like 50% of the people that I've researched, not stalked, researched.
Yeah, so
definitely know I was. But can I say, after that episode, I took a long, hard look at myself in the mirror, and I have not done it since. Just because I'm like, this is really unhealthy.
You're telling me you haven't been on LinkedIn?
No, I haven't. You
haven't done your research?
Bible.
What's your other form of research now? Because
I don't know. I have Instagram stalk now.
What profile are you using now? What's its name?
No, I actually have none. I deleted it.
So you're using your main profile to stalk?
Yes. I have graduated from being immature. But you do understand
they can find your email that's associated with it.
I'm using my normal Instagram. So they will see if it's me. Now I'm just being I'm not shameless about it. Like I'm just going to do it. Because I realized, you guys, maybe stalking isn't the best thing to do. And also now I'm embarrassed because people probably see me look at their LinkedIn and maybe that's a compliment that I wanted to see with their career. I don't know. Honestly, there's no way to dig myself out.
But I just thought it was so funny. So if you did take Sophia's advice to stalk with LinkedIn, I would stop.
Sign in.
I would stop doing that. Don't sign in because they will see that you've been looking at their profile.
Yeah, and it's not like a cute like, oh, she slid into my DMs or oh, she liked my old photo. No, it's like
she's on my LinkedIn.
She's on my LinkedIn.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So today we have an amazing guest joining us. We have Corinne Foxx. She is so talented, multifaceted. We're going to get into mental health talk, her relationship, what she's been up to.
If you guys are really wanting to learn something about how to balance work, dating, mental health, all of this stuff, she's really kind of the queen at it. And it was a really fun episode. And there's a lot of good tidbits that you can learn from it. And we also were both brought up and with a famous father. And so we even jump into that a little bit and the commonalities with it and also the problems with stalking and things like that.
But it's so amazing to have her sit here in our studio and like see that she really has made a name for herself.
Yeah.
And she's doing so well. So we will be right back with Corinne. You guys, today we have actress, executive producer, host of the TV show Beach Jam, and ambassador for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. As if that resume isn't impressive enough. You guys, she is so sweet. She's so beautiful. We have Corinne Foxx joining us today on Unwaxed.
Wow, I love the round of applause.
Oh,
thank you.
The applause of two.
You also didn't say your co-star.
I know.
Well,
wait, that's
I'm not going to put myself in your intro. It's your intro. But yes,
I appreciate
co-star.
Also co-star of 47 Meters Down Uncaged.
Let me tell you, some beautiful memories were made on that set.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you guys had met?
No, okay.
I was trying to figure this out.
No, because I remember when I got on set, you were like, Corinne, I'm so happy you're here. I was telling all the girls you're like going to be such a great fit.
Were you like, who are you?
No, but then I was like, how do we know each other? But I guess
I kind of came to the conclusion that it may have been Golden Globe because we were both Miss Golden Globe.
Yeah. But then also you did the Dolce shows too.
Yes.
That's what it was.
But I don't know if we ever actually crossed paths. I think it was one of the situations where we always followed each other on Instagram. So it's almost like you know them.
But even so, like, and then I went to USC and you went to USC. And like, I don't even think we crossed paths there. I feel like we're always in the same
No, we've
city.
been like orbiting each other for a while.
Yes.
And then when we got the movie together, I was just like, oh yeah, I know her. But then I was like, did we actually know each other?
I was like, we are already best friends. No, that was such a crazy, funny time talking about shooting that film together because I guess the first time we officially met was in Dominican Republic.
Yeah. And I wasn't even originally like cast
yeah, you came last minute.
Yeah, how was that? Because Sistine said to me that you came like last minute. And
that
was
like the day before.
That's a big transition to go from like LA to what you guys were doing, like swimming underwater.
Out of nowhere. I didn't
even
audition for there was another girl they cast in it.
Yeah.
I never read for the part. I don't know what happened with her. She dropped out. Something happened.
Well, thank God. No offense to the girl, but I'm happy it worked out.
She was the girl. And then they just called me. They're like, can you go to the Dominican Republic? Like, it was like a Tuesday. They're like, can you get there Thursday? And I was like,
okay.
And I showed up.
I don't know how you just showed up and killed it because I had at least 2 major panic attacks.
Wait, your auditions too?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. First of all, the auditions for this were, I have to post them on Unwaxed. You guys, they're so embarrassing. I remember
you have them?
I auditioned maybe 8 times.
You did?
It was because I tried out for every single character. They made me try out for every character. So I read for 4 different girls. And then I sent in 2 self-tapes. And then they wanted me to come back in person. And I was fake swimming on the leg of a couch. And I was just trying to pretend.
Way,
you have to post these.
No, I will. But I was freaking out because we had to get our scuba license before.
I got none of that, which seems unsafe.
See, that's what I was going to ask you is because I
remember we just let that slide under the
I just remember her taking scuba lessons and then talking about like her screaming techniques, all this stuff. And then you had to jump into that. Like, that's pretty scary.
And I'm a bad swimmer.
You're a bad swimmer?
Correct.
Shut up.
We had life vests on.
So she actually is a horrible swimmer.
I can't tread.
But in comparison to me, do you remember my first day when I was like, I literally had a panic attack?
Oh, I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I lied to the director and they were like, oh, can you swim, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, like totally. I just like want to book something, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
And I get there and like the first swim test, like I don't even think I passed it. And then the first day on set, we're like not even underwater. We're just like swimming in this lake and I'm like freaking the fuck out.
Oh, I would freak out.
It's terrifying because I just discovered I had this thing called thalassophobia, which is, stop laughing.
What is it? The fear of mechanical things underwater?
Just fear of like fish and sharks and things you can't see under you.
Oh yeah.
Like your feet dangling under like deep blue water.
Like that's terrifying. But I remember when that happened, I felt so bad. We were supposed to, I remember the director's note was, act like girls and do girl things and splash each other. We're like, okay, I guess.
But we were like drowning.
Yeah, but well, you were drowning.
I was like drowning.
But we were like just splashing each other and dunking each other, and then you started having a panic attack, and I couldn't tell if you were acting or like and having fun. I was like, wait, everyone needs to stop filming for a second. I felt so bad, but it ended up being one of the best experiences of my life, just being with you guys.
No, it was like really the like friendships we made and with all the other girls, and like we had such a girl tribe there. So I loved that. But like the physicality of the role, we were
you guys. I was watching that film. I was like, you guys were running through jungles, jumping underwater, and I saw she was telling me that you guys were swimming in a tank full of old food like broccoli and
oh my god, I forgot about that. And milk. It was milk
to make it murky,
and it was warm, so they were like heating. It was like
cooked. Ew, guys, please think about this.
You guys
imagine swimming in a hot pool of milk.
It was like
a broccoli,
a human crock pot. It was disgusting,
and like it got progressively worse because it was just like continuously cooking,
and so it smelled so bad.
It smelled so.
My mom said I smelled so bad for like weeks horrible. After the shooting because I would find broccoli like in areas that broccoli should never be.
And your skin was so pruny.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No, my hair fell out. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. But you know what I always thought? Like Corinne on set, you were like the mom of the group. You were
I have mom energy.
No, but it's honestly amazing. You're a total old soul. Have people told you that?
Yeah,
before?
they have.
Yeah, you definitely are. And you kept us all in line because we were all younger than you, but you were, if something didn't sit right with you, you'd be the one to say something. Like you would say, oh, that's not correct, or we shouldn't do that, or if you're not comfortable, you should. And I felt so good. I felt so safe around you all the time.
Quality?
Yes.
Hey guys, I really don't think we should be doing this.
Yes. Because by the way, you know, sometimes like people can take advantage of the talent and like push and push and push and I'm afraid to say no sometimes, but it was so much fun. I'm so happy that it's full circle and that you're sitting here now. And
I know. I was like, it's so weird you guys like interviewing me. I'm like, we're like friends.
It's
I know.
So crazy.
Actually, I want to bring up because you said it was like friendship, girl bond, and now you're doing the new show Dollface or season 2.
Yeah.
Which is so
honestly,
amazing.
that was one of my favorite shows on Hulu. I loved it. And I thought, I was like, I hope there was a season 2. And I loved the point that it was all about women and about feminism and power. And now you're on the show. How has that been?
It's been such an incredible experience for me. It's very similar to 47 Meters where all the girls are so close. I was actually nervous coming into the second season because it was kind of like being the new kid at school. I was like, okay, they're all friends. Like, what if I come in? Like, where do I sit for lunch? You know, like
that was true.
It's so nerve-wracking.
But they welcomed me in so much, like so comfortable. The first day, Kat Dennings was like, I love you, bye. And I was like,
gosh.
love you.
Yeah, she's so cool.
Oh my God.
Because you never know. Sometimes you can go into that new setting of girls and they could be catty or you never know what to expect. So that's amazing. Tell us about your character, Ruby.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I play Ruby. She kind of comes in and tears up the friend group a little bit. It's actually interesting because the character, she has a father figure who's a big music exec. And so she's not really used to having female friendships. So she's used to girls using her to get connections. And so I've talked a lot to the showrunner and the creator about like my experience in a similar situation and like how Ruby, she's the toxic friend, but maybe why she's acting in that way and like her insecurities and things like that. And so we've got to like make her a bigger character because of that, which has been really cool.
That's really cool that you're able to bounce off of your personal experiences and then with the producers and then apply it to your role, Ruby. How has that been like a part of Corinne's life? Because I know that we definitely come from a similar situation. Both of our fathers are actors. Do you feel like, you know, like Ruby, that you sometimes are judged and mislooked and insecure because people expect things from you? Like, what's that been like?
Yeah, it's interesting because Ruby does the exact opposite of what I do, where like she, I feel like, has such an insecurity about people using her for things that she's almost leaned into it more, where she's offering, oh, I'll do this for you, I'll do that. I have all these connections, and that's her way of connecting with people, where I did the exact opposite. I was like, don't bring up my dad. Don't ever talk about him around me. Don't ask me for anything. Like, I'm so sensitive to it that like I don't even want to like talk about him at all. And I've grown more comfortable with it in time. But it was like a big, I know it sounds weird, but like insecurity I had.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm like, I just want to be judged for
your performance, for who you are.
For like who I am and not what I can, you know, what door I can open for.
Oh, no, totally. And I feel like we were having this conversation the other day about how sometimes when we feel like we walk into a room, we really want people to judge us based on our own craft and not go, okay, like she's Stallone's daughter, Fox's daughter, like it's nepotism or it's this. Like, no, like I watch you, like I watched your film. You work really hard. You
Yeah.
can tell that you put in the time to the craft. You created your own podcast. Like everything you do, you put in the effort. It's all just about, of course, like we acknowledge that we're in this privileged position of being able to get these jobs, but also I want to be judged for what I'm truly doing in this moment and not being judged for something that I can't control.
Right.
Do you feel like that sometimes?
Yeah, no, I totally feel like that. I'm curious if you guys feel, and this is something that I do maybe because I'm a people pleaser, but I feel like I have to, if I'm going into like, you know, a room or a meeting and people have these assumptions of me, like I have to overprove that I'm not,
Yeah.
like,
a show
that
pony.
I'm humble, that I'm
Oh my
kind,
God.
like, and I almost do it too much
Yes.
because I'm like, I really don't want people to think I'm spoiled or I'm
Yes.
rude or I'm anything.
Yes.
And so I like over,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
100%.
We kind of sometimes leave those situations feeling almost exhausted after. We're like, oh my God. I felt like we had to do a show and dance. And it's not us being fake, but it's us like, we really are nice. Like
Yeah, we really are.
It's hard because it's like we want to prove so badly that we're not the kid that they sort of conjured up in their head. Like we're not uneducated and the wild party Hollywood child offspring. And so we feel like we're having to constantly overcompensate. And I mean, I even do that with like dating. Like I do that with everyone because it's weird that you almost don't get a fair chance of getting to show people this is who I am. Like this is blank slate. Like because we came from someone famous, they're just looping us in with that. And then especially being an actress and your dad's an actor, it's like you get judged even more. And do you think that's, you know, maybe you being on set, have you experienced this or auditioning? Have you been treated differently or people look at you differently?
I feel like once you're on set and you're working, like everybody's equals.
Yes.
I do think in like the auditioning process, like I feel like maybe I stand out more and they're kind of looking at me in a different way. They're like, okay, like is she going to actually show up and be good? Or is she going to like care about this audition and things like that? So that's where I feel like I have to like show up more. And I'm like, hi, everyone like me and everyone, you know. So it's tough. It's, you know, I mean, you guys
But no, and I feel like it's one of these things, though. It makes us almost work harder. And it does. I actually think it's sometimes a blessing in disguise because, yes, we're overcompensating, being like super nice, super humble. But that also gives us a really great reputation. Like, okay, they are really good people. And that almost forces us to constantly be really good behavior. I mean, it's not hard for us to be that way anyways, but I just like that it reinforces that we need to be like that. Yeah.
I will say, Sistine, on set, you were like so punctual, always knew your shit. We're like so on it. But I remember you telling me something like your dad had told you if you're not, did he say this?
What?
If you're not, maybe I'm making it up like 5 minutes early or
late.
It
was something like
you were always saying that, and you were always like there on time. And like, you're really good about that.
My dad and my mom, they both like pounded this advice into Sophia's. And my head, it was arrive early, stay late, and work as hard as you can in between.
Yes.
And like that is why I will never be late, except I was late today.
Traffic, LA traffic. You can't.
But I think that's great advice. Thank you for saying that, though, because
but I think that's a good thing to like remind people.
Yeah.
Is to say like if you're gonna make it anywhere and do anything, and especially when you're in this entertainment world, be always the first one there, be always the last one to leave, and then make sure you're putting in that time and effort because people can see it today. If you're not putting in like that much energy into something that you love, like your podcast. Like if you are doing half the stuff, people would say, oh, like she doesn't really care about it.
Yeah, no.
But you're like, you truly love it. Even your acting, you're like, I'm going to work and make Ruby as great as I can. So I'm going to talk to these showrunners. I'm going to talk to these producers and be a professional.
Yeah.
And you have been like that, which is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you are working on so many things. It's actually crazy because I get to sit back as the supportive cheerleader side friend, and I'm like, wow.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? You guys do so much.
I know, but honestly, I'm
You're
like,
on the show right now.
I'm the type of friend where it's like, I just like, it makes me so happy to see like people I know doing really well.
Yeah.
And like, I've just been watching you over the past 2 years, and like, you're doing so many cool projects. Like, you did like a live acting special, and with Jimmy Fallon. Kimmel? Yes, that Kimmel.
Which one?
And then like you're executive producer and you were just on the Disney Plus movie. Like you are doing so much stuff.
And Sistine said you're a dog mom.
And you're a dog mom now.
I'm a new dog mom.
How has that been?
Well, it's been great. But like you said, I'm very mom energy. So I'm like, someone's like, how old is he? I'm like, he's 13 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
And we're doing this and he's learning this. He's with his trainer right now. Like I'm very type A mom.
It's a child.
I know,
but I'm like, I need to calm down. Like for my
What made you want to
kids.
get a dog?
Well, I just bought my first place. And so I was like, I have
Corinne,
like
that's so exciting.
Thank you. And so like I have the space for it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now I have this big space and it's just me by
Right.
myself, like walking
the
around the
dog.
hallways. I'm like, like I need a little companion.
Yeah.
But he
love
really is a
it.
baby. Like he really
You posted a video of you getting the dog crying, and I was like, not me crying in my bed too. Like,
that was my attempt at TikTok, which is so
Are you on it?
Yes. And it's so embarrassing that my agency called me and said, is this your real account? And
no
I said,
way.
Oh,
I said, yeah, it is my real account. And I'm
Suck.
trying,
I
okay?
feel like this is not fake.
Do you guys
This-
do it?
yes.
Okay, so she's been on it since before
I don't think
quarantine
I
started.
didn't follow you. I don't follow you on it.
No, it's okay.
but it's so cringy.
What are you posting? Like,
She posts, we post
A lot
like,
of
funny
ads.
things.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Actually, this was funny. She brought it on right when quarantine hit, and so we were doing the dumbest videos possible
Yeah.
because we had so much time. We're like, okay,
you
what
guys
else
don't
are we
do
gonna
the
do?
dance. Do you do the dances?
I was doing the dances.
Not,
I'm
not for the
horrible.
public. We won't.
But I just got it recently because everyone's like, you need to get it. It's
Yeah.
good for like promo. I have not done
And you want to have
yet.
your name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's a great form of promotion. Like I am shocked how quick you can kind of blow up on that app.
Oh, well,
but I feel-
I have not.
But I feel weird
It'll
using
hit.
it.
It'll hit. Dog videos do so well.
Yeah, do funny dog videos.
Yeah,
Perfect.
those will do
I
so
can't
well.
think, like, I'm so creative, but I can't think of, I'm so bad. Like, it's bad.
No.
No, it is.
Well, you know what you can do is cute couple videos because you have a boyfriend.
I do have a
So you're a
boyfriend.
dog. You have a dog mom. Now you're a dog dad. Like you have boy. Is that
That's
like
your
together?
kid.
Do
Yeah.
you guys
Well, okay. So I was a little sensitive in the beginning because I bought I bought him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's my dog, and
Yeah.
you're the stepdad. And then
Stepdad.
and then
He
he was
didn't
like,
like that, huh?
and then it hurt his feelings, which
Oh.
is fair. So now he is his dad.
Okay.
He's his
Oh my-
dad now.
Stepdad.
Yeah. I was like, you're the stepdad. And he was like, what?
He's like, you're the uncle.
So
He's
how
the
did you meet
half-uncle.
your boyfriend? Because we
I
were
met
kind
him
of.
at I met him at SC.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. So her boyfriend is a year older than you. So did you guys
Yeah.
know each other in school?
We like were crossing paths in
Mhm.
school,
Yeah.
but I had a long-term college boyfriend at the time, and we had like this weird break. And I went to a party at
Mhm.
some random person's
Of
house who I
course.
didn't know, and I walked in and I saw my boyfriend, and I literally went, him,
No
Really?
way.
him, and
Oh.
I never did anything with it, but all I did was talk about him forever. I was like, this guy, Joe Hooten, Joe Hooten, Joe Hooten. My girlfriends were like, what the fuck?
You
are talking-
manifested
You
it.
don't know him. Like, you
Yeah.
saw him once. Like, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up
Wait,
about
you didn't
him.
even talk to him at this party.
Maybe I went up and talked, but we didn't have like a
Yeah.
moment. I just saw him and I
What do
knew.
you think it was though? Do you think it was like physical attraction, or you just like you had this feeling like I
No,
don't
it
know.
was like I've never had before. One, he is 6'6", so
That
he
helps.
is very tall.
He's
Hard
so
to
tall.
miss.
Yeah, so he like stood out.
Wow.
Yeah, of course.
But then also I got like hit. I was like, I know this person's gonna be in my life
Wow.
at some point.
Whoa.
But then it wasn't until years later where I like broke up with that college boyfriend, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, who do I want to date next?
Joe.
And I purposely liked an old Instagram photo because I knew he would know I was kind of like lurking.
Wait, that's kind of. I never knew that would be a good thing
It's a
to
good,
do.
so I liked an old one. 20 minutes later, DMs me, hey, long time no talk. And I was like,
Hold
bam,
the
got him.
phone.
Wait, can we
You
just?
completely rewrote what is known to be absolutely embarrassing
Right?
and
Because if
cringy.
you normally do it, you're like, fuck, like, why did I like this from 13 weeks ago?
Right.
No
But it
way.
was an old like baby photo. So it was like a cute photo
It was
of
a sweet
him.
photo to
Or like,
like.
it wasn't baby, like a toddler. And I like liked it. And I'm not kidding. 15 minutes later, this man.
Did you? So did someone tell you to do that, or were you
Genius.
just like, I'm gonna do it?
I just did it. I just knew it was gonna work.
Corinne, that's a hack.
Just like she freaking knew that she was gonna end up with him.
I just knew it was gonna work.
I
and
love
you just
it.
started talking, and then it kind of just worked out like that. Or was
Yeah.
it easy in the beginning? Or
We went on a date on a boat. Do you remember this? That I went on a date on a boat?
Yes.
what?
Oh my god. By the way, I
It sounds
said
like very John Tucker
I remember
Must Die
you told me
vibes.
this. That's what I said. I remember you told me this, and I go, I don't know what the second date's gonna be because you started
Wait,
on
that
a
was
boat.
the first.
That was our first date. So he used to live on a boat. And so I don't know why I would like think this was okay.
Yeah.
But he was like, do you want to have our first date on this boat? Blah, blah, blah. We had drinks. We're sailing out. I don't know this guy.
Can I
I'm
say-
on a boat. We're sailing away. And I'm on Find My Friends. And so my friends are
Stop.
looking at it and they just see my little bubble
Just
floating,
traveling in the sea.
floating in the ocean. They go, where the fuck are you? And I'm like, I'm on a boat with this guy I don't know, but I just know it's gonna work out. I'm like, he could have dumped my body.
I have a question. A pirate.
That would give me such claustrophobia. There's one thing I don't like, and that is boats. And not because I don't like the sea, but I can't get off the boat.
You're stuck.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if I don't like the group I am with on the boat, what am I gonna do?
But she wasn't. She knew it was gonna work.
But
I just knew it. And it's so not like me. Like I would never like sail away with a man I didn't know. But I just knew it was gonna be.
Was he sailing the boat? Is just you and him?
Yeah, it was just me and him.
Very romantic.
That is very.
And he had like string lights.
It
like,
was John Tucker Must Die. This is.
By the way, I remember you had mentioned another date that you guys went on. It was something like you were in this gorgeous glamped out RV.
Yes.
Like, can you explain? You go on the best dates, and I need tips from you because I planned the worst dates.
That was his birthday, and I like rented out this like a glamping RV thing, and like put like confetti everywhere, and got him cupcakes and all that stuff.
You're very.
I mean, I've been bad in quarantine. We haven't done anything, so
That's okay.
Everyone got a little bit lazy, but you survived quarantine, which is a lot of people can't say that
which
they did.
Was tough.
How long have you guys been dating?
Now it'll be 2.5, 3 years.
Wow.
It was literally, we were like dating when we were filming.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the best thing for the two of you to keep this long-term relationship going?
I have to give it to him. He's such a good communicator. And so like when there are issues, I mean, in quarantine, I was like, if he would breathe the wrong way, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you breathing like that?
Right.
If he'd like walk, I'm like, why are you walking like that? You know?
Right.
And it's just because we were sitting together, like staring at each other for months and months at a time.
No, totally.
But I feel like when we were at that point, I was really good about like, I need space now. And he'd be like, okay, like I understand that. And like, we can really.
Right. And you said that you were going to move in with him. Right?
Yeah.
Wait, so okay.
You are growing up, girl.
So we always say though, we have such a hard time with like anybody sleeping on our beds. Like even when we sleep
anybody?
People don't spend the night.
We're just like, it's just the couch or like I need my own bathroom. I am a person, I feel like when you said you need space, I do need space.
Yeah.
I love relationships. Like I love being with someone, but at the same time I'm like
would you guys share a bathroom? Because I always say what I do in the bathroom, no man should see.
That's
okay. Good.
I heard that's the secret to keep a long relationship is not sharing a bathroom.
I can't because I told you I bought a place. So I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So nice. I have the master bath and then he has, the other bathroom, but it has a shower and everything.
Yep. Oh, perfect.
And he has that one.
Yeah. He doesn't need space. He's fine. He's a boy.
Yeah. He has like 2 products that he
Are you nervous? Are you excited? Like, how is it feeling with moving in with someone for the first time?
Well, I have some time. We have till May. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
But we also did quarantine together. So like it's not going to surprise me how he lives. Like all of a sudden he really like does something fucking weird. Yeah. But I think just like balancing like our own space and like, I mean, my place, I have like a guest bedroom. So maybe some nights, it's like, we got to sleep in separate rooms.
Is this
tonight.
the first guy you've like lived with before?
I've never lived with anyone.
So is this like, the only thing I get nervous about is thinking, okay, this is like a big first step. Like this is a big move for like the relationship. Have you guys thought about that? Or is it just
we had our like talk of like, where is this going? Like, do we want to get married? Do we want to have, like, we finally had that talk.
How did that go?
I am so fucking awkward.
Oh, I thought you were going to say awesome. I was like, yeah.
No, I'm so awkward. I made it this like formal. He had brought up that he wanted to have this talk, but I was like, I'm not ready. I'm an Aquarius. I was like, no, fuck this.
Oh my God.
I can't commit.
All my best friends are Aquariuses.
Okay, yeah. So like we're not committing like that. So finally I was ready. And so like I made it this thing where I texted him like, I'm ready to talk about our future. Then I came over and I was like, would you like to go to the bedroom? And then like I sat down on like a chair and was like, so what does your 5-year
what are your intentions with this relationship?
I was so weird about it.
What is your 5-year plan?
Yeah. And he was like, we know each other. You know that, right?
We're just like going to go along with it.
That says a lot because I think a lot of guys today are scared of commitment.
Yeah.
And so it is really hard. I'm sure like, or you could see your friends like dating and it's hard out there.
I know. I feel really bad for my single friends because they're really struggling on the apps and like.
Feel bad for us too.
And I feel bad for us. Are you guys on apps?
No, I'm like, when I say single, I mean, I'm talking to 0 people. Like usually.
But isn't that like a good place to be in?
Actually,
that's what everyone
and
says.
This is the thing is that I before was like, I'm so bored. Like I love like talking to someone at least. Mm-hmm. But I feel like for the first time, I'm like, I'm just going to let it go as it may. Like the right person will come around. Like maybe I'll see a guy that I used to go to school with and like be like, oh, you know what? Like he was a cute guy. Like when I like his, I'm gonna use that trick actually. But I think
I'm gonna steal yours.
But I think it's nice because it's like really the first time I've ever been like, oh, I can focus on myself You know, and that's like also a blessing when you forget, like when you have to rely on someone, or like when you're with someone, you're always having to, which is also a good thing, but it's just different.
No, when I broke up with my college boyfriend, I'd been dating for 5 years. It was the first time that I was alone for the first time ever. And I took a solo trip by myself. Didn't tell my dad because he would have freaked the fuck
really?
out.
Where did you go?
Costa Rica.
I remember you telling me this.
Ass alone by myself. And I was just like, I've never been alone. Like, I have to, I'm a grown woman. Like, I can travel alone. I had this like very spiritual trip where I was like falling in love with myself. And it was this whole thing.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, I want to hear about this actually.
What did you discover about yourself
what did
being
you do?
in Costa Rica alone?
So I went on like a retreat. So like I went alone, but like there was like an organized group and like we went to like this retreat center, but we were doing like meditations in like the morning and like yoga but a lot of it was just like being on my own and taking care of myself in a foreign country. Also where my parents really didn't know where I was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What did you tell them?
I didn't tell my dad anything. I just went away for a week and I came back and then I was like, so I went to Costa Rica because he would have flipped.
Did he flip out?
No, I mean, it was too late.
Yeah,
but he would have sent like a bodyguard with me or something.
Same. Wow, your dad is very similar to our dad.
Like he would have sent someone or he would have been like, no, like I found a place that you can go that I know you'll be safe at. And
is he super overprotective? Yes, so is our dad.
Especially with like physical safety stuff. Like
totally. Yes. I mean, like I feel like I don't know if you get this stuff too, but we get a lot of like threats and things like that happening.
I've had a whole
Yes, no, I've had stalkers on campus at USC. Like really bad stuff. So I feel like it's so scary. And I feel like constantly it's like he has to have like someone watching us, no matter like shadowing us. And I feel like sometimes he doesn't tell us.
Yeah, there's definitely people.
There's definitely people. I'm like, I've seen some guy drive his car around a couple times. You're either a stalker or you're some guy fly hired.
I totally agree. But so I actually want to touch on this because Sophia was just mentioned that she had a stalker come on campus at USC, and sort of growing up the way that we did, there was often a lot of like really scary, weird incidences that would happen that like I wouldn't say like the normal, kid had to go through.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you are a big advocate of mental illness and mental health, and I would love to know what sparked that for you and if that sort of upbringing sparked any of that for you.
Yes, definitely. I was diagnosed with anxiety when I was 14. Like I was sitting in my English class and my palms were sweating and my heart was beating out of my chest and I didn't know what it was. Like anxiety wasn't a thing when I was 14.
No,
like we weren't talking about it. There wasn't mental health hashtags and all that stuff.
No.
And so I didn't know what was going on. So for whatever reason, I I'm very mom energy, like go and tell my mom. I'm like, I'm not feeling well. And so I've had the same therapist since I was 14, but I do think...
Really?
Yes, I love her.
Over a 10-year relationship.
Oh, 13 years.
Wow.
Me and this woman.
Okay,
I'm like, does she walk me down the aisle at this
yes.
point?
I've literally
She's officiating, yes.
I've been to like 10 different therapists and
Really?
I still... Yeah, I haven't just found the right one yet.
See, that's the thing. It's a little bit of like dating.
It is like dating.
You have to go in and you have to just like... And it sucks because you don't want to have to tell your whole story over and over again.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point with this lady, like she knows me. She's like, wait, this reminds me of the time when you were this age. And remember this guy? And like,
she really knows.
And so it's like talking to like a girlfriend who knows you like, backwards and forwards.
Oh, so nice.
But it was a really hard time when I was first diagnosed because there's just no conversation for mental health. Like no one was talking about this stuff and I felt like it was something I had to hide. I do feel like growing up the way we did, like I became like a perfectionist because I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want people to think badly of me. And that's a lot of anxiety to like not be a human being,
Literally my twin. Because
Really?
that was exactly
Yeah.
the same anxiety that I had. Like mine went from being separation anxiety with my parents and then I went to my sisters, and now I am diagnosed with anxiety is a lot about me messing up and not being perfect. It's like if I'm put in this position where I can't control it and I can't make sure it's perfect, I get like so like sweaty, palms are bad, like I can't breathe, and I feel like my thoughts are just racing and it overwhelms you.
And I think it also has to do with like we also, since we are sort of held to this standard of you must be, if you're not creating the same exact success as your parents, like you're a failed kid. No one, I guess, really puts that on us. I definitely feel like I put that on myself, and I know you put that on yourself too. And that also just causes so much fucking stress for no reason, having to like live up to this expectation that you're like, maybe I won't amount to the same success, but doesn't mean I'm not happy or equally as successful in different ways. And
I mean, I think we're lucky that we're like your mom is famous as well, but we're women and like our dad's career, like I'm never gonna be like, you know, we're not gonna be
It's totally different.
You know, they have different careers than us, you know, and different skills, and we have different skills from them that I've learned like, oh, like I can do this. This is something my dad can't do, you know?
No, exactly.
And so I feel like I've learned through therapy to do that. But yeah, that's like my biggest.
What were the things that you think for your anxiety that were triggers for you? That you saw it like flaring up more? Because I know for me also, I've had days where I've had anxiety attacks out of nowhere. Like literally the best day ever, and all of a sudden I'm just feeling horrible and I wake up in a horrible mood or something.
I used to have social anxiety. I don't really have that as much anymore. I had like a physical safety thing, like a lot, like actually just happened the other day. Like this delivery guy showed up at my door, knocked on the door, and then I'm like, hi, like, sir, what are you? And he's just looking at me. And I'm going, oh my God, this is one of my stalkers and he's here to fucking kill me. Right. And I literally freaked the fuck out. I like slammed the door shut. And then finally he walks up. He's like, hey, I'm from Chanel. I'm dropping off this, you know, whatever. He was a messenger. But I'm like, why are you saying anything? Don't look at me like this. I have like,
it's a stress.
You know, I have PTSD from people, you know, whatever. All the crazy things you guys have been through too. So yeah, I mean, it's a... I don't know.
Would you tap in on that? Would you tap in on like some crazy experience that you had with stalker?
I can because he's.
If you can't, then we don't.
Let's not.
I have a stalker that is no longer alive.
Really?
Yes, because he's that dangerous. So,
oh my God, we won't tap into it too much.
I know.
But I mean, like that's
But that's the stuff people don't see and like don't know about, and I don't talk about.
No, it's really sad. Like the letters and the messages that we receive, and I mean, it's really scary. Even involving our little sister who's, you know, away at college. It's like we're constantly worried that you never know. Yeah. You really never know.
Do you guys have people who like think they're dating you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. No, that actually was the one that came to campus and he was coming to marry me.
Yeah, that was the same with the guy.
Yes. And he was stalking me since I was like 13. So that was the craziest part. And that's like a huge thing for me, safety as well with like stalkers. And I know Sistine knows like anytime we had someone like waiting for us by the walk, like wanting to take a photo, I took that, even though they could be a fan, it just like triggers something.
We were
in me
getting
and I get
messages
so
over quarantine because we weren't in LA, so we were staying at a house outside of LA, and we were getting messages saying like, Sophia, I can see you. I'm standing outside of your bedroom window right now. I can see what you're doing in your bedroom. Like stuff like that.
I was just like panic attacks.
How could you not leave with anxiety after receiving these messages?
I know. I went to my therapist to talk about this stuff, and she was like, honestly, like you have every reason to be anxious about this. Like it's not even something's wrong with you. Like it's a scary situation.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah. And she actually told me to talk to you, Sistine, because she was like, is there anyone else you know that like
oh my God
could even relate? Because like you're going through this alone. I know.
Oh my God, we can relate. Like you have no idea.
That's why I'm like so happy that you are an ambassador for this mental health organization because I wish growing up that it was more talked about. And I had to be, and I feel like you had to be the person that was like, no, I have it. Like, and I was the first person in my family going, like, I need a therapist or I need someone to talk to or something. Yeah. Because realistically, everyone has some form of something. Like, no one is perfect. We all have our tics and things that trigger us or make us feel sadder or happier or anxious. And so the fact that you're doing this and you're making it more of an awareness is so good. And I feel like, is there anything that you guys are doing right now that's like a movement right now, like a hashtag or anything that's like?
Yeah, I believe Mental Health Awareness Week is in October.
Oh,
that's coming up. Mental Health Awareness Month is May. But I'm like shooting a YouTube thing for them this week, and that's so I'm always I'm like, whatever you guys want me to do, I'll do. Yeah. In any way that I can. I mean, the best thing I ever did with them is I went to Washington D.C. and we lobbied Congress for mental health reform, and we got it passed, and it was like the most special thing in the whole world. And I literally was like, okay, this is like one of those moments where you're like, everything in my life led up to this moment.
When
like
you're
all
physically
the pain and
seeing
suffering
the change,
was worth it. It was worth it.
That's amazing. I know a lot of people, we get a lot of messages from our listeners out there, and something that I want to question you about because I really don't know what to do. I feel like I have always thought I was normal and like I'm good, and I guess what is normal really? But I don't have anxiety. Like Sophia's the one that has anxiety, so it's not me. I'm fine.
I'm not claiming it.
Yeah, like Sophia's got it for the both of us. And but I was realizing over the years, like I just had like all of these issues and underlying problems that I would just sweep under the rug, and then once every 6 months they just build up and I explode. And I guess it was sort of a taboo topic, but I thought I was mentally strong enough to handle it myself. So for someone like me, never seen a therapist, never discussed their feelings ever, because thinking I can handle them myself, which I can't.
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
No, I can't.
It's only when she explodes that we have to discuss it.
It really comes out in the strangest ways. Like I will be dealing with, for example, the stress of going on that movie, and then I'll be crying about a boy that I don't even care about. And I was like, it's not about a guy. Like it's something different. So for someone like me that's never been to a therapist, maybe wants to seek therapy, maybe is scared to commit to it, like what would be a good first step?
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like there's a lot of stigma about therapy. And then there's like also like the generational stigma, like maybe people our parents' generation like don't really get it and don't understand it. And they're like, well, just like toughen up or whatever. Maybe that's the way you are, why you are the way you are, but maybe not. I mean, I would say for me, if you just start journaling, just start like listening to your, like you can read your thoughts. You're like, that sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
I did that. I need to keep doing it.
Have you been journaling for a while?
Yeah, I've been journaling since I was a kid. It was like such a cathartic
That's
thing
what I do
for me.
still.
See, me, it's really
y'all are
and I honestly think it's hilarious because I read back at things I was like, when like my high school boyfriend, I'm like, I think I have to break up with him. And I'm just like so dramatic. I'm like, oh my God, why were you thinking this way? But you see patterns.
Yeah, you can see patterns. And then you'd be like, okay, this is something I want to talk about with somebody. And I mean, there's a lot of resources. You can use psychologytoday.com to find a therapist. I will say like it is dating, but once you find the right one, like I'm 13 years with this woman.
She's my ride or die.
She's my ride or die. I mean,
she is your ride or die.
She knows me better than anyone.
Yeah.
And we probably are like too close at this point. Like,
that's great. Well, I guess like text probably and be like, what do I do?
think that's amazing. And I love that you prioritize like your mental health and your well-being. And it's something I do remember spending a lot of time with you in London and in the DR was that you really prioritize like your self-care routine, and like your routine is so important to you, and that's something I need to do better is like prioritize a routine.
Have you guys ever meditated?
Yes.
I can't sit still.
Yes, you can.
No,
I can't. Do you see me this episode of like this the whole time? I can't. I mean, again, meditation, I'm like, is it gonna work for me? No, I'm just such a pessimist.
No, it will. Okay, first of all, there's like
how do I start?
Okay, download Headspace or download the Calm app. And literally 3 minutes.
Well, I have a problem with the Calm app.
This pisses me off because I tell her this all the time.
No, but you remember I have a problem.
And she doesn't listen to me.
I had an issue with the Calm app because they have those actors and musicians.
No, just start with Headspace.
And I started to get a little bit hot. I was like,
because Killian Murphy was talking
about Ireland.
Killian Murphy was telling her calm down and she's turning up. So
I was like, my God. Doing the opposite.
Forget Calm. Start on Headspace. 3 minutes and just gradually build it. I'm not kidding. I meditate every day for like 30 minutes.
Do you do it in the morning?
30 minutes?
Yeah.
See, I can only do it for 15.
30 minutes every morning, or when do you do it?
Basically, if I'm not working, if I don't have to be on set at like 6 a.m., but yeah.
You can sit for 30 minutes still.
Yeah, and then after it, then I journal. It's like a whole hour I'm like spending. It's like this very spiritual, meditative state I'm in.
Corinne, I love that you do this.
But it's really important. I think that you're really showing the importance of prioritizing mental health before anything.
Yeah.
And I think that really is like, it is the thing that is the root for everything you do in life. I think with your relationships with your family, your friends, your boyfriend, with your job, with how you react to things or with people. It's like, I think people need to remember, like, don't prioritize other things. First, focus on you.
Yeah.
See what makes you happy, keeps you centered, calm. And then when you feel stable and strong enough, that's when you can kind of like go, okay, like, I am ready for that relationship that is the healthiest for me.
And that's kind of the stage that you're in right now.
Yeah, definitely.
You're like alone, like you can just focus on your mental health and like yourself. And then like, that's when you start to attract the right people.
Oh, totally. And I feel like that's been something I've always been trying to work on. Like mental health is not something you work on just for a year and it just fixes.
No, it's an ongoing thing.
Ongoing thing. And I think even this year, I feel like every year I'm like, oh, I figured it out. But I feel like this year, like I really am starting to figure things out. And you can figure it out at 18, 13, 25, 45, like it doesn't matter.
That Corinne, you had said that you'd listen to the Sophia's quarter life crisis.
Oh yeah.
And that you could relate to it because you should talk about that because that was funny.
Oh yeah, the quarter life
crisis. Well, it's not funny, but you know what I mean.
I feel like people like I feel like all my friends are probably like, shut up, Sophia, because I've literally been saying this for the past like 3 months.
Skip ahead 10 seconds.
No, but yeah. Like,
no, I was listening to it on the way here and I was like, oh, I totally went through that at that age. And it's just like, I mean, it's a lot of it's just like the societal pressure of like at this, you were saying like at this age, you should do this, you should do that. At, you know, now I'm rounding the corner. I'm not. I'm 27, but I'm like,
You're
I'm
so
almost
young.
30.
Oh, I'm almost at that age. Everyone that's like over 30 is like, are you
I want
kidding
to be
me?
30 so bad.
I want to be 32. I feel like that's
So
gonna be my
bad.
prime. I'm gonna be like fully put together, but no, like I understand that feeling and like that anxiety, and I went through it as well. So like, you're not alone, and you're not crazy. And also, it's so funny. Can I say this? I can say this. We have a project that I'm developing called Quarter Life Crisis.
Shut up.
Corinne, do you stop working?
It is a thing. Like, it is
See?
yeah.
See,
wait,
thank God he brought that up
amazing.
because it is normal, friends.
I cannot believe
Not crazy.
how much you balance. Like, how do you balance it all? You do so much.
I have
It's
a life
amazing.
coach.
Okay.
See,
I have a life coach.
Do you know what's Jay Shetty? Do you know that?
Yes, yeah.
I love his podcast, and he was literally saying you can have a therapist, and that can do as much as it can for you. But then you do need a life coach because that also is like takes you a whole new level.
Tell
and I
me
thought
what
about
you
that.
learn. Yeah.
This woman has changed my life because I had so many little projects here and there. I was like, okay, I'm developing that. I'm writing the script. I'm doing this. I'm like, how do I balance this? Because I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I don't clock in. I don't clock out. And I have my podcast, whatever. And so every Tuesday, except for today, she canceled on me, whatever. I meet with her and she goes through all of my projects. We prioritize them and then we put them into my calendar. So she's like, Wednesday, you're going to work on this. Thursday, you're going to do this. And then we start with work because I'm so discombobulated. And then it's like relationships. And then it's like, okay, when are you going to make that date night with Joe? Okay, let's put it in here. And when are you going to plan it? Like, what time are you going to plan it? Okay, Friday at this time. Like, it
Corinne,
is, it's
please
the
send
best.
me the contact.
Yes, I will.
I'm
Nicole,
serious.
I love you. I couldn't function without her.
Please.
Oh my God, I need to hear this too.
Because I'm all over the fucking place.
I feel like my brain is in 10 different places and I want to get everything done, but
then you procrastinate.
The idea of getting all these things done stresses me out. And then when I write it, it's, oh my God, do you hear me? I'm like, this is amazing.
No, it is.
This will solve my anxiety.
No, it really does. And so, yeah, I feel like a crazy person and I know it's extremely privileged to be able to do this, but like I have my therapist and I have my life coach and like, you know, like they're tackling like two sides of my life.
Yeah. And I think that's like the best balance is like you have someone that tells you exactly how to structure. And by the way, like you can teach your friends that. And I think also for listeners that are hearing, like it kind of reminds them, oh, like if I feel like I'm all over the place, but then I'm also doing nothing at the same time, like the best way to get things done is to really like have a calendar and book things out. Like, okay, I'm going to work out at this time. I'm going to do, because like you can spend, I even say this because I have a book club. I'm like, you can spend out of some time a week, 10 minutes a day to read or something. Like you can find that time to focus on you and to focus on work and the relationship. It just is all how you structure it.
Exactly. And my life coach, like if I'm filming during the day, she'll be like, okay, you need to schedule 45 minutes at the end of the day to just do nothing. I don't want you to do anything. I don't want you to have your phone on. And like, I have to put like do nothing like on my calendar and like I get a reminder. And so it's not important. Just work, but it's like also scheduling in that self-care, like read for the book club, like putting that in your calendar as if it's like a meeting.
I love that idea.
I do too. I feel like we need to do that.
I need help.
I'll send you her.
Please.
Yeah. She's the best. I know this seems like help.
Help. Corinne. You are amazing.
Yeah, you are amazing.
You guys are amazing.
Honestly, this was so fun because we were talking about, we've actually been wanting to have you on for a while, but this is also a situation we want to be legitimate too.
No, you were like the second person we wrote down.
Yeah.
And like our dream guest list when we first developed this a year ago. You were like the second name on the list.
You guys have to come on my podcast.
Yes. Actually,
anytime.
Plug your socials. Like, where can people find you?
And your podcast.
Oh yeah, my socials at Corinne Foxx. Please don't follow me on TikTok. Please don't
follow her on TikTok.
Please don't. I'm being so serious. I'm gonna go delete it right now. No one can find it. I have a podcast called "Am I Doing This Right?" It's at "Am I Doing This Right?" Pod on Instagram. And yeah, that's really it.
Great,
Corinne. I
love you both.
How much
I'm so proud of you.
you.
This space is so fucking cool. You guys should watch.
On YouTube?
Yeah, it's so cool.
No, but I forgot how much I missed you. Thank you so much for coming on.
This is so much fun, honestly.
Yes, we will.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys. Bye.